it's Jenny. I found a very interesting tag on BookTube that's been going around for a while, I think. It's started by Library at the Edge of the World. I think her name is Holly. She's from New Zealand. She started this. The tag is called Reading Diversely tag. So I thought I'd do that one. So here it is. So the thing is, the Reading Diversely tag is a tag where you're supposed to tell people about one book you've read from each continent and one book you want to read, at least. I've chosen one book that I've read and one book that I want to read. I think. Oh crap, I forgot 2 books. Hold on. Let's see. Oops. The first continent that I want to talk about is Asia. For Asia, the book I've read is The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. I read this as part of the curriculum when I studied English at university, and I actually don't remember much of this, so I should be rereading this soon. But I think it was a butler or something like that. Yeah, that's all I remember. Sorry. I thought, at least the one thing I remember is that I thought it was a good book. So much I can say. The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. The book I want to read is a book I actually bought last year around December. It's by it's by the Nobel Prize winner of 2012. It's The Garlic Ballads by Mo Yan. This is the Swedish translation. I thought this was interesting, at least when I bought it. I actually don't remember much of what it's about, but that one I want to read. Garlic Ballads by Mo Yan. Sorry about pronouncing the author's name very wrong, but yeah. So the next continent is Africa, and I actually read one book at least from Africa, and that is Agathe by Marlene van Niekerk. The author is from South Africa, so yay! This book I absolutely loved. I read this book in November and finished it at the end of November. It's about a woman and her black housekeeper, or sort of. The woman is, you sort of get the tale about the black housekeeper whose name is Agathe, through the woman's perspective, and that perspective is told through 4 different time periods, sort of. Yeah, you can hear more about it in my wrap-up for November. I'll try to link it down below so you can hear my review of it. So yeah, that one I read. For Africa, my want to read or to be read is Desert Flower by Baristidi. Sorry, I haven't got a clue. This is Swedish translation. It's about a African model, I think, and her journey to stardom from the African countryside, I think. Yeah. So that's the to be read. Then we have North America, and there, the first thing one thinks about is the US, of course. And the scary part is that apparently I couldn't find any Canadian writer that I've read anything about of, nor did I find any Mexican writer that I've read anything from. But the American writer I chose to show you that I've read is Catherine Littlewood. This book is called Bliss. It's the first book in the Bliss Bakery trilogy. This is the UK cover, by the way. This is a middle grade book about magic. It's about the Bliss family who has a bakery in Calamity Falls, and there's trouble brewing. And yeah, sort of. I really love this book. You should check it out. The book I want to read is also by a North American writer, of course, because it's North America where we're at the moment. It's also an American writer from the US, and it's Stephen King. It's Carrie. I haven't read this one. I've read other books by Stephen King, but I haven't read this one. Or books. I've read The Stand and not many more. But Carrie is a classic, at least what I've heard about it. And I really want to read it. So that's my to be read for North America. For the moment, at least. Then we have South America. And seeing that I've studied Spanish at university, that should give me more options for this part, but no, it didn't. Or at least, yeah, I don't think this is as famous as his other books, but for the book I've read, I chose Gabriel García Márquez, Crónica de una muerte anunciada. In English, that title is, let's see, Chronicle of a Death Foretold. It's a very short book. It's told by the narrator in this book is the person who gets killed. It starts off when he's dead and sort of jumps back in time, back and forth, sort of. And that's about all I remember. I got other books by Márquez that I haven't read, but this one I've read. So that's the read for South America. The to be read for South America is a Chilean writer, or at least she's born there, but I think she lives in the US, or have been living in the US most of her life. It's Isabel Allende, and it's La Casa de los Espíritus. This is in English The House of the Spirits. And maybe for a sort of Spanish major, I still haven't read this book, but I will, I promise. I think most of you know what this is about. I sort of forgot, I think. It's about a politician in, let's see, somewhere in Latin America. It's a family saga almost, I think. So yeah, you'll hear more about it when I've read it. Then, ouch, that hurt. Then there's Europe, and Europe is a extremely large continent, not in size, but in amount of countries to choose books from. Seeing that I'm from Sweden, you should think that I chose books from Sweden, but apparently not. The one I chose as read is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. This book I read in 2002 or something like that, I think. I really liked it and really want to reread it. It's a classic, as you know. It's about a man who goes on rambling in his fever, and he's murdered someone, and he goes on rambling and takes a walk through St. Petersburg, and yeah, that's about all I remember, and that's what it says on the back. So Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. book I want to read for Europe is a book written by a Danish writer. Seeing that I studied Danish, I should have read this book already because it was on the curriculum. But I sort of got 80 pages in and didn't finish it, but I finished the course without having read this book. But the book I'm talking about is Vi det druknede, which in English is We the Drowned by Karsten Jensen. I know there's a gorgeous cover in English on a English translation of this book. I think it's a paperback with sort of white background. And yeah, this is a real family saga. It sort of starts in the 19th century, sorry. And it tells the story from a father to his son. It tells the story of a whole family and the whole, what's it called? Yeah, the whole family. It's a family saga. I don't know much about it, but I do know that the ones who actually finished the book loved it. Among those of my classmates, course mates maybe you should call them. So We the Drowned by Karsten Jensen. Finally, or almost finally, we have Oceania. Yeah, sorry, can't pronounce that name apparently correctly. For the red part, I apparently haven't read much from authors from the continent of Oceania. But I actually could fit in one short story by Catherine Mansfield. It's called Marriage à la mode. This is the Swedish translation. I read it 1 or 2 years ago. I think it reminded me a lot it reminded me a lot of Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway for some reason, and I'm not too fond of that book, neither am I too fond of this novel. But then again, I've read something from Oceania. That's good. And then I might be ashamed by showing this, but the one I want to read from Oceania is Markus Zusak's The Book Thief. I haven't read it yet. Sorry. It's one of the TBR shames I think I have. I haven't owned this book too long, but as a booktuber and book blogger, one should have read this one, I think. So yeah, The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. The last continent is Antarctica, but I don't have any authors that live there, or so yeah, I haven't read anything from Antarctica, and I can't think of anything to read from Antarctica either, so yeah. But that was my Reading Diversely tag. Please do mention or give me tips about other authors from the different continents, because I know I've missed a lot of countries and I really want to diverse my reading. I love encountering new authors and new books and different books and classics, and do mention everything you can come to think of regarding diverse read in the comments. Yeah, hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!